Hello from Canada! We made it! We're so excited to be here. I just wanted to tell you guys the story of how our journey went, and there were 5 trials that we encountered along the way, and 5 blessings that were a result of those trials that God allowed to happen. So, the first of which was the thing that many of you were praying for, and that was the fact that entry into Canada was not guaranteed for us. We were traveling for work purposes, but permission was given at the border because I was coming across as a religious worker. And that ended up going very well. The first border person we got to talk to was very gracious to us. It was pretty intense for me for about 10 minutes when I had to answer a bunch of questions to justify why I'm qualified to be doing the position I'm doing in Ontario. That was an interesting conversation because I haven't finished my educational degree yet, and they didn't really seem to know what to think of of internships and a Bible Institute certificate. But I had an ordination certificate, and being an ordained minister put me in the qualifications for what I'm doing. So now we officially have temporary residency here in Canada. So praise God for that. The next trial that God allowed us to have, and it was almost comedic in how it happened. We are celebrating. We're going across the border. We need to make a quick stop on the way, and we stop at a gas station. And we look, and the back driver's side tire is flat. And we're like, oh my goodness, we just got over the hurdle of getting past the border, and now there's a hole in our tire, and I don't know what to do. So we ended up calling a tow truck to come and help us because it was like, does this car even have a spare tire? I don't have a clue. And so he came, and it turns out that there was a donut tire that was underneath the car that had probably been there since the car was made, and it was mostly dry rotted, but it was workable enough for us to be able to drive to a hotel for the night and then go to the morning to a tire shop, and I ended up having to get the tire replaced. Apparently I had driven on it for some number of miles before even realizing it. So this, of course, was a major inconvenience for us. We were tired, and we really wanted to just be at our final destination in Canada, and we were supposed to go directly there anyways because of mandatory quarantine, but we didn't really have a choice. There's no way for us to make the journey because we didn't have a tire that could get us there. But God allowed it to happen in an area where everything that we needed was right there in that area. We didn't have to go far or have any hassle getting it fixed. And it was just another opportunity to trust God, of God showing like, hey, I'm in control. Things are going to happen, but I'm going to help you get through it. And also we got to find out that our car does in fact have a spare tire. The next trial was the fact that once we arrive here in Canada, we have a mandatory 14-day quarantine by the Canadian government. And now Canada is being a lot more strict than this than the United States is. I mean, we have to go to our house. We are not allowed to go anywhere other than our place of quarantine unless it's a medical emergency. We have to do grocery pickup orders, and our new ministry partners here are having to pick it up and bring it to us. The furthest we can go from our house is our yard, and there are some nature trails that are on Ward of Life property that technically we're allowed to go out and see, so we're not totally cramped. There's a lot of things that you need to do when you first move, especially when you move internationally, and thankfully I can take care of some of that, but it, of course, is an inconvenience of needing to just sit here for 2 weeks. But the blessing that has come from that, even more than we expected, is that it's just been a time for our family to be together, for us to rest and recover and settle from all the craziness that this past, I don't know. We've been able to settle and be a family. It's been restful. I'm thankful for it. The next trial that we encountered is that we had a miscommunication with our moving company. And they have been fantastic so far. There was one very important thing that they did not tell us at the beginning that they really should have. A lot of you helped us pack a big ABF trailer with all of our stuff. We used about 11 linear feet of that trailer to put all of our belongings to come up here. What they didn't tell us is that we would not be able to receive that trailer and unpack it until after our quarantine is done. So they originally told us that it would be 3 to 5 business days, because that's their standard, and we'd be like, okay, 3 to 5 business days. We're going to be traveling for 2 of that, so it would be really, really quick, just like a few days that we're going to need to do without all of our things. Well, it turns out that 2 weeks plus a little bit more time and whatever it takes for the trailer to get here is how long we needed to prepare for. And we didn't bring a trailer, or all we had was a car top carrier in our minivan. And so that kind of left us in a strange place where we hardly had anything inside of this house. But the blessing that came from that is that our new friends who are here, it was an opportunity that they just took to love on us and to show us grace, and for us to have some friendly, very socially distanced interactions where we would talk with them, and they are just letting us borrow some kitchen stuff and some stuff for the kids and some extra pillows and blankets. We have everything we need and we're very comfortable. So as frustrating as it was to not have our stuff, it was an opportunity for us to have some great interactions with the people that are now our ministry partners. The last and final trial that happened that kind of compounded on all of this is that we had good phone service through Verizon, and normally when you come into Canada, it's supposed to allow you to do roaming, and we've done that before and it works really well back when we came and visited in January. But for some reason, our Megan and my phone have not had any cellular service at all since we have crossed the border. I've spent over 2 hours on a phone with Verizon International Services trying to get this figured out. They cannot figure out why our phones are not working, why they're not connecting, and I don't know if the problem is going to get fixed. So it's been kind of hard to communicate back and forth and to receive some phone calls, some of which were like from the government themselves, but I can't answer my phone because my phone service isn't working and I can't fix it. But the blessing that came out of that is that it sent me on a search to find a replacement for our cell phone service that I wasn't planning on doing. And in doing so, I found a very adequate phone service that is actually almost half the price of what I was paying for phone service. So it's going to end up saving us money in the long run, this slight inconvenience. So that is what our time has been like and some of the things that have happened. Our kids are absolutely loving our house. They're loving our yard. There's a friend that they've been able to talk to at a distance that they're making already. Her name is Abby. And our quarantine is going to be done on September 8th. Then we can finally leave our house and our yard, and we can actually visit with our new friends a little bit more. We can tour some of the ministry buildings, and I can start preparing for the work that I'm going to be doing. I am a part of the Engage ministry, as I've talked about before, and my job is going to be interacting with the local churches directly and also working with the winter camp that Word of Life Ontario has. I hope to be able to have some more updates to follow, to be able to show you more of the property, more of the ministry. That'll be a lot easier once I can actually leave the house that I'm in. But until then, thank you all for your love and your prayers. I do not take it for granted, all the prayers. I believe that the incredible amounts of prayer support that we have had was a huge reason of why we were able to get into Canada and for us to get ourselves situated here the way that we are. And thank you so much for that. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would ask to consider possibly hitting the subscribe button. That way you'll be the first to know of when I put up an update. And also, I'm trying to get to the level 100 of the subscribers, and the only reason is because then I can actually make a custom link to this YouTube channel, so I can tell people to go to YouTube/the Ben Powells, and they'll be able to come straight to this channel. And I can't do that until I hit that level of subscribers. If you guys want to go ahead and hit that button, you can get updated, and also you'll be able to help me achieve that goal. In the link in the description, I'm going to have our ministry page. If you want to know more, if you want to be able to see our testimonies, find a little bit more about our field and information about being able to support us, then you can check out that link in the description. Until next time, thanks everyone.